If you're a .NET developer and still deploy app in the old way, you're probably spending hours on a task that should take a minute. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why Azure is becoming essential for .NET and every developer in 2025, and how it can transform the way we build and deploy applications. So I'm happy to have here for us to start this journey together. So we are going to learn and have fun whilst we are building real-world application. So in this series, we are going to learn from zero to cloud expert together. By the end of the videos, you'll be able to understand Azure landscape and know which service to master for as a .NET developer or as a developer in general, and having a clear roadmap of master cloud development. Plus, I will show you how to set up a free Azure account and how to keep on building your Azure journey together. So Azure is very essential, and we will know why it's very essential in 2025, because you cannot build your application and then keep it yourself. You always want to show it to others, or you always want to give it to customers. But how to do that and where to put it, and that is where Microsoft Azure comes in. So it transforms hour of work into a minute. So it's very easy to set up, and it's very easy to work around with what I'm going to show you in this series together. So this is going to be a series of videos where we learn how we build .NET application and take it into Microsoft Azure. So we will look what to master. So there is a lot of services on Microsoft Azure, and as a .NET developer or as a developer, what are some of the services that you need to focus on? What are some of the services that you need to master? And that is what we are going to look into in this series. So we will learn about some kind of cloud fundamentals that you need to know, some of the concepts of cloud computing in general that you need to understand before you be able to deploy. So that is something that we are going to take a look at, and then we're also going to see how we set up our environment so that the workflow becomes easy anytime that we are deploying. So we also look into how we deploy our first live application in a minute with easy access, and because we have our environment set up already. And then we also see the complete roadmap. So we're going to have a complete about 30 videos in this series that are going to show you a complete cloud development with .NET, and we are using .NET, and it doesn't mean that it's only .NET that you can deploy on Microsoft Azure. You can deploy other technology like PHP, Python, or Node.js, but we are going to use .NET in this series with Microsoft Azure, and you can use it with any tool that you are comfortable with. So we're going to see why Azure plus .NET. Why is it that development, if you are developing application with Azure and .NET, why is it that it's so easy and it's so fast and it's so efficient? So we will look about how it's native integration, because these technologies owned by Microsoft, so it's easy to work around whilst you are putting this .NET. It doesn't mean only .NET that you can deploy on Microsoft Azure. As I said, you can deploy other also technologies on Microsoft Azure, but we focus on .NET in this series. And then the same concept apply to any application that you are comfortable with. The same processes is what you are going to follow when you want to deploy your application into the cloud. We're also going to see how productive that it is, because you can instantly deploy your application from Visual Studio or even Visual Studio Code into Microsoft Azure with just easy step, and we're going to look into all of them. We're also going to see how we perform, or how we optimize performance with Microsoft Azure and .NET. We'll also be looking at how it's enterprise ready, because building your application is always enterprise level. So how security practice, what are the things that you need to focus on, and then how do you package yourself, because you are going to run your service in the cloud. So how do you come up with auto scaling and cost efficiency? We're going to look into all of that. And Azure is also global scaling. It helps you to put your service in worldwide. So you can be in UK and then your customers will be in Germany, and you can deploy your application closer to your customers. So we're going to look into that. So we just get started. These videos are going to be short videos, but it's going to be very concise and deep to give you more concept on how it works. So one thing that we're going to look at is how we get started with Microsoft Azure, and then we're going to get free $200 dollars account when we set up our account for the first time, and how some of the services are free for the first 12 months. So if you do not have any experience on Microsoft Azure, don't worry. By the end of the series, you have a complete overview on how Azure works, how you set up, and how do you get a free services as a new customer or a new user. And some of the services are also free tier forever. So some of the services you can use it free for your testing and your development. We're also going to look into some kind of a Visual Studio, and then we can also look into .NET SDK 8. By the time recording this video, .NET 8 is here, but we can also focus on .NET 9 or even .NET 10 coming on November. How do we use Git with Azure? How do you use GitHub with Azure? We're going to look into all of them. It's a quick start. We get within 15 minutes, you can get your service running on Microsoft Azure. Going to show you how to do all this. So if you are new to Azure, don't worry. We're going to start everything from scratch together. And if you are new to .NET, I already have some videos in this YouTube channel that can get you started when it comes to .NET development. So we're gonna join me with this journey together as we embark on a exciting journey where we learn Microsoft Azure with .NET. So it's going to be very exciting. We're gonna look into a lot of stuff. So if you are new to the channel, please don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel for more content on Azure, and don't forget to also hit the notification bell so that when we drop a new episode, you'll be able to get it, because this is going to be a series of videos. So if you want to follow along with us, make sure you have already subscribed to the channel, or if you have not subscribed, please do so and hit the notification bell so that as we move forward, you get all the videos coming up to you. And then going to be complete sample code that you can download. So all the step, we're going to have access to any code that we're going to use in this series together. Also, we have a community that you can also join us, Cliff Tech, and where we talk about Azure and .NET. Also, we're going to start everything together. So join me. Thank you. And then we start now. So thank you for joining me, and thank you for joining Cliff Tech. And don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. So I'll see you in the second video. Thank you for joining us.